everyone, it's Louise with Louise Art, and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to do something I haven't done in over a year and a half, and that is a cloud pearl pour. And I've been wanting to do one of these for a long time, and I'm kind of in a transition right now, mentally and creatively, so I thought I would give this a go. Now, I am certainly no expert at this at all. If you want to see the expertise, it would be with Sarah Taylor. If you're not familiar with her, Sarah Taylor is really amazing, and that's where I learned most of cloud pearl pours when I did it a year and a half ago from. So one of the first things you need to do is a drip test with your colors. That's my paint spray from Liquitex. This is Nicolazo Gold, of course. This is Modern Masters Gold, Iridescent Gold. Because I haven't done these in so long, and because I know the consistency is so important, I needed to do this. That's Rose Gold by Art Minds, plus a little Titan Buff by Amsterdam. This is Charvin Indigo. And this is Modern Masters Pearl White. And then here are my base paints. This is the Satin Enamel. And all of these should be the same consistencies. Very different from the bloom. That's why I'm doing a drip test. And this is another puddle paint. So all you do is you tip it over, you let them run, and then it tells you where you are. And that's where I am. That's not bad. That's a pretty good drip test. And the puddle, theoretically, the puddle should be the same consistencies as the paint, but I don't think I'll thin, maybe I will. Maybe I'll thin everything down just a hair before I get started. So before I add the water, I'm going to show you the recipes I use for the base and the paints. So everyone, I'm going to go over this real quick. Here are the ingredients for the base paint, and this is a Sarah Taylor recipe from about a year and a half ago. It's not my own. It's something I'm just pulling out to try again. So what I have here, before I go through it, I'm going to explain something about parts. One part can be anything you want it to be. So I'm going to use for this example that one part is 100 grams. So what I have here is 2 parts flood Floetrol, which essentially would be 200 grams. 1 part flow acrylic would be 100 grams. 1 part apple barrel would be 100 grams. 1 part the bear, 100 grams. A half a part of the GAC 800, that would be 50 grams in the recipe. And then I use about a bunch of water. In the end of all of it, it's about 25% water. So I hope that helps with understanding the recipe and how the parts work. All right, so on to the paint in the recipe. And this, again, is a Sarah Taylor recipe from about a year and a half ago, so it's not my own. And for purposes of this example, I'm going to use as an example, 1 part will be 10 grams. So for this recipe, in one of these paint containers, I would have 1 part Floetrol, which would be 10 grams. I would have 1 part paint, which would be 10 grams. I would have a 1/4 part Liquitex pouring medium, which roughly would be 2.5 grams. I would have a 1/4 part of the GAC 800, again, about a 2.5 grams. And then I would have water to thin to the consistency that I've shown you. I hope that helps. Now back to adding some more water to the paints. So I'm going to thin down the paints real quick. And it looks like that's like this rose gold, just a hair. Just so you can see. If you can see the consistency. Let me turn on the other light. Very, very thin. Okay, so that was that. The gold, just a dribble. Just gonna dribble, just a couple dribbles and the nickel azo just to dribble. But what's important with this technique is that all your paints run at the same rate. Because if you have something that's running at a different rate, you'll know, because something's gonna look really drippy versus the other paints. Okay, so I'm gonna call that done. Okay, so next step, I'm gonna put some Artist Loft down on the canvas to kind of get the sides a little tacky. Give it a little place for the paint to bite into as it's flowing across. And I'm going to be in for a rude awakening here because I haven't done this in so long that it's going to be like, I'm not used to working with paints that are going to be this thin. I mean, even with the ring pour, at least it was thick paint, which is very similar to how I do the bloom. And we'll see what happens. I mean, it's been a long time. Let's lay down my base. And yeah, I don't have any gloves on. That's okay. Give it a... Yeah, look at this consistency. You see it? It is like runny. So where do I go with this? Let's just stretch it out a little bit. Okay, we'll leave it at that for right now. All right, I'm gonna keep it very simple. Just gonna go with a little S. It is really a different thing with these thin paints. On your mark, now the one thing about this stuff is that it's thin paint. It goes a long way. So I'm not sure. I need practice on tilting for sure. Just anchor that one up there. I'm gonna bring it back this way. Let's swoop in this direction. Oh boy, that's interesting. Now the race is on. Do 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 do. This is why the paints have got to be similar consistencies, because when they run, you see all the little legs. Need to anchor that more. It take out about a minute here. Watch how the pearls change from here to here. Okay, so let's see what we've got here. Kind of basic. Interesting. Interesting pearls. Palette knife. So as I start to go through the composition adjustment here, I'm going to speed up, delete, and also zoom in where necessary. Did I even, oh, look at the cells. Pearls. Let's see if I can do that up here. This looks like it needs a little breaking up. Ooh, cells! Pearls, I should say. Interesting. No color. Interesting. Let me put some pearl in here. I gotta get some color going up in here. Let's bring some of this through. I need color, I need color. So as I go forward here, I'm going to be dabbing my palette knife into the paints and adding color as I go. Color through here. I need color through here too. Oh, I forgot to torch. I forget how much the color gets chewed alive, eaten alive here. But I love the way these pearls are kind of just reaching out like roots. I mean, look, it's like little roots coming through. It's really cool. I'm going to accentuate those a little bit. Kind of bring them out. I needed something in there, and I think I'm going to do that again. Don't forget your straw. So I do use the straw a lot to try to preserve the paint, and also anywhere I added to blow it out a little more to make it bigger. I'm going to be skipping ahead a lot here and fast forwarding pretty much. I forgot how much I really like these. And now that I've actually got a comfort level with the palette knife, it's all the better. Oh, I love it. I love it. This is so fun. I love these little veins. It's so cool. Okay, I gotta take a look at this from another perspective. Oh, I love what's going on right here. Oh, I remember that Liquitex Payne's Gray is the bomb on these pours. That's what I've been looking at, guys. I'm losing all color. That is the danger of this technique. As I go through this section with a straw to try to preserve and protect my color, I'm going to double time. So you get to see everything I'm doing without anything removed, but just faster so we can get the video moving through. Well, I think for a first try in a long time, we'll stay with this. I'm gonna get you a fly over here right now. So here are the wet results. I have no idea if this color is gonna hold up or not, but it's amazing how thin these paints are. Oh my goodness. I do love the pearls. I love the way the colors blended there. And I love the way they just reach out. This, of course, was my palette knife. All these little fractal here, all these little veins, that was on its own. The veins reaching out and the veins reaching within each of the pearls. Like roots. So for a first try in a long time, I'm pretty happy with it. So I hope you enjoyed the video. This is something I'm going to be doing a lot more in the future because I really love this technique. I forgot how much I did. If you're here and haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe, hit the bell and all. Leave a comment, a thumbs up. I get back to everybody and I'd really appreciate the support. So with that, here are the dry results on a snowy day in Asheville. And with that, I'm going to sign off and take care till next time.